How to do all this? Find out.
I want to welcome everybody back from a long hiatus. Apologize for not being here for the past several months. It's been a whirlwind. It's been something. We'll just say that. And both our lives has been kind of crazy the past few months. Like I said, apologize for not being around. We've gotten a lot of people reached out to us. Where y'all been? When you gonna make another episode? And I'm here to say right now, barring any major catastrophes, we're gonna be back on track, and I'm excited to get back doing it. Couldn't wait to sit down and start filming with my cuz again, and start just shooting it with all you guys out there. Just two old boys telling it like it's always been, and never really have a plan. We just said, hey, let's do it tonight. So
It's the only way to do it.
met here at the lodge, and we just gonna talk, see where it goes. But if anybody didn't know, of course, we both work for the sheriff's department, but I got sent to the corrections academy in Alexandria, and that's why we shut this thing down for a few months, because there just wasn't enough time. On the weekends, I swore out. I didn't want to do a whole lot. Just couldn't get together and do it, so we just paused it for a while. We're back. It was interesting being a big old boy going through the academy. It was fun though.
I'm glad mine was nothing like that.
Yeah, old brother T here, old brother Cuz said, hey, Cuz, you got this, it ain't that bad. I went through it, I made it, you got this. First day I went home, told him what all we had to do. He said, Cuz, I'm sorry, we didn't have to do none of that. They whipped us, son, that's all I'm gonna say, they whipped us. But it was good, we had some good instructors. Lieutenant Clark, awesome man. Awesome, man. Had fun. Ran a lot, done a lot of push ups, attempted to do a lot of sit ups. I don't even want to hear the word burpee ever again. That's the last time I'm going to say it. I don't want to hear that word again. The word hurts. Makes me twitch funny. What'd you have going on with you this past few months, T? I know we ain't really got to hang out much either,
Well,
but
it,
we've had some excitement.
I made some meetings and started my Yorkite journey. And February 27th, me and Vaughn lost the house to a house fire.
Yep.
Uh, uh, got that. I guess we shook back from that okay. Uh, Other than that, I've just been working, doing the same old thing, going to meetings, waiting on you to get back so you can go with us.
Yeah, I missed that too. I missed it. That's why I ain't got no hair on my face, because I just graduated this past Wednesday, the 18th. And I had to clean shave through the whole thing. A little pop up on my screen here, hang on. Shut that thing down. But I can't wait for that to grow back. That's bugging me. Old baby face Nelson out here.
I
Tell you,
understand.
I'm gonna tell y'all what about T and his wife Vaughn. They did lose everything in a house fire, and I have never seen two people on the face of this earth that took devastation like that the way they took it. I I know that's how the Bible tells you should be, and y'all lived it to a T. But my wife was squalling when it happened. Hell, I was squalling for you when it happened, and both of them two. It just boggles the mind. They were both like, it's just a
Stuff.
storm we got to weather, just
Yeah,
stuff.
just dance in the rain a little longer. It's
Yeah.
okay.
It was awesome. I ain't never.
It's it it was awesome, if you could say that in a sense.
To see y'all's reaction is what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Not
Well,
not not that you lost
no,
your
not
house
that
and
you
all that
lost,
stuff.
not that we
but
lost the house and
yeah,
everything. You know, uh, the only thing we had were the clothes we had on our backs, and we was at work, so they were work clothes.
hmm
Uh, but what was awesome was seeing what masonry is.
Yeah.
It's hard when you gotta accept it,
Mm-hmm.
when you're so used to being the one that gives it. That's been the most trying thing for me and her. Because we, it's not that we're programmed that we're unable to accept help, but we'd rather be the ones that give it.
Mm-hmm.
And it even that was overwhelming at sometimes because you wake up and you got people calling you from Texas, I don't even know,
Mm-hmm.
or New Orleans that I'm sure I've met at some point in time in my journey, but I don't know you, Mississippi,
Yeah.
and then you know the local people, our community, the brothers from Sam Todd. I mean, it just I've seen other people lose everything to house fires, and I've seen. I don't want to say that the response was different, but it was different.
Mm-hmm.
It was like after a week or two, you don't hear from nobody.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't been the case with us.
No, because that
We're
happened over a month ago,
Yeah, February 27th. We're still,
and there's still people.
yeah, still people. And I mean, I didn't know that many people knew me, but apparently there's people that know me that I may not know them. But I mean, when it happened, I was sitting on a stump in the front yard watching the rest of it burn down, and my phone's just blowing up. People just, man, what do you need? I don't know. How can we help? I don't know. Ooh, let us figure it out.
Yeah.
But
I had
just
people calling me
yeah,
because they knew y'all wouldn't say what you needed.
yeah.
So they were calling
I heard
me.
that too.
What do
I
they
heard
need?
that too.
What do they need?
Because we lost everything. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but we didn't need anything because we knew it was going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Whether we got help from anybody or whether we did it ourselves, we knew that the good Lord was going to take care of it, regardless of what it was. And we just sat there and watched the rest of it burn. We didn't have no worries. We didn't. Everything we'd lost was stuff,
Yeah.
materials. Now, yes, there was a lot of sentimental stuff in there, but it was all material.
Mm-hmm.
Us keeping it wasn't going to bring those people that left it to us back. Wasn't going to bring us no closer or no further away from them if we lost it.
Yeah.
It just, and me and Vaughn has said, and we've talked about that, we had it. We never looked at it. I had my grandpa's Masonic Bible, his Yorkite stuff, his ring. I had everything. I never looked at it. But I knew I had it.
Yeah.
But what was it doing for me? I just knew I had it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I used it or anything like that. I got sausage fingers. I couldn't wear his ring if I wanted to, And then there was a bunch of stuff from, Trinity and Papa, or from Pops,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Kelly, that Vaughn had, and it was just, she's the one that said it. She said it was just stuff. She said it was no amount of heat or no amount of water could take away the memories.
That's it.
And we just, I put it in God's hand and we went with it. And there's a lot of people who have said the same thing because they call, what do y'all need? And we know that they're going through stuff. Well, we don't need nothing. What we need is you to get better or you to take care of yourself, and we'll, let us know if you need something. And I've heard a lot of people say, I just don't know if I could have that kind of, I don't think I could stand up and be like, hey, if y'all need anything, y'all let me know. Knowing that, in the back of my mind, I've lost everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can. I mean, you don't know till you've been in that situation.
Yeah.
hope and pray nobody goes through that, but it happens.
Mm.
But we don't have small children, and we just lost stuff.
And it worked out where none of the animals were at home.
Yep,
They
yep,
We were actually babysitting their animals for them because of the cold snap.
yep.
We had a little more room for them to keep them inside, so it worked out good that way. And
But I mean, it was
it was all just stuff.
it was all just stuff. It's all it was. We'll get it all back. Maybe different stuff, you know. But hey, nobody got hurt. No animals got hurt. It was just stuff. We held our heads up and kept on going. You know, ain't nothing else we can do. Once you give it to him, you can't take it back, or you shouldn't take it back.
That ruling guide, if people put their nose in it, it says it in there several times, worded different each time, but basically, look at the birds, look at the animals, they have
Yeah.
everything they need.
Yeah.
God loves
Toil
us way
more so,
more.
and he
Yep.
still takes care of them.
God loves us more than he does the animals, so if he gives everything to them, he'll for surely give everything to us.
People would call the day after, "How are y'all?" We are blessed,
Yeah.
because we truly are blessed. There's no doubt about it.
I've never seen a community come together like it.
No.
Of course, I come from Kentucky. We didn't have like the hurricanes and stuff y'all have down here, and y'all see the community come together on that and stuff a lot. But for just that's community helping community. I've never seen community helping one person.
Yeah.
A couple.
Yeah.
I've never seen a community come together like that just for a couple.
And
It blew me away.
I've told a lot of people, "Hey, don't put yourself out. It's just me and Vaughn. We're not special.
Mm.
We're just us. What you see is what you get. It don't matter where we are, where you're at. It's just us." And that ain't everybody's response. And a lot of people didn't like that answer, but it's the answer they got, because that's just us. I mean, we're very appreciative for everything that everybody has done, but we didn't want, anybody to put themselves out on account of us, because, we knew we were going to be fine.
It throws a lot of people back.
Yeah, I guess so.
From the outside looking in, when you got somebody in a tragedy like that, and you offer your help, and they're like, "Oh, we're good," they expect you to be just in pieces.
Yeah.
So it kind of throws people back, like, man, I can't believe they're taking it like this, because everybody, if people think about if they lost everything, what would they do,
Yeah.
And it's like, because in that situation, like me and my wife had that conversation, like, man, what would we do in that situation? We seen how y'all reacted, and it like I said, it blew me away. I know my wife would be, she watches these too. She can tell you, she was tore up, and it was y'all. It wasn't even us. You know what I mean? She was. Hell, I was consoling her way more than I consoled y'all. How you doing, cuz? Oh, we're good, man. We're good. We might need a bed to sleep in for a little while. Well, come on, I'm over there like, babe, it's gonna be okay. It's like it was her house that went up. She lost everything. So I think it just catches people off guard. They're not used to people reacting that way. They're used to people just falling apart.
We cried a little at first when we first got the call and the pictures started coming in, because we was at work, so we had to drive out here to the house. And we built it.
Yeah.
We drove every nail that was there. We cut the wood. We did the blueprints. Me and Vaughn, we built it. It was our home. And we were driving out here, and, she said, "Baby, it's gone." And I looked at her and said, "It's going to be all right. We all right. Everything's all right. It's going to be all right." And we cried a little then, and then we got out here, and it's interesting to find comfort on a white oak stump watching your house burn down. I don't know.
He'll give you peace that surpasses all understanding.
I sat there, and people would call and be like, man, I heard it's a total loss. I told a good brother of mine, Russ Bertrand, he called, he was very upset. And he said, brother, just heard you lost your house, it's a total loss. And I said, yeah. I said, but chimneys count for something. He was like, what you mean? I said, well, I don't know if I consider it total loss just yet. Chimney's still standing.
Always find the good in every
there's
tragedy.
still a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
Eventually it did fall, but
Yeah.
then it was a total loss.
Mhm.
But it was
Well, them old creosote cross ties underneath that thing.
burnt for 2 weeks.
Yeah, smoldered.
But we got it all cleaned up. It's starting fresh with a new slate. We're gonna go from there and see how it works. But it stuff like that, you find out who's got you back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether you want it or not. And there was a lot of people went around me and Vaughn to other people because they,
Mm-hmm.
they know how we are.
That's what I'm saying. I got several phone calls. They like, I ain't gonna call them because I know they ain't gonna tell us what they need. And I'm like, well, tried to handle it the best I could because I'm not a person that's why. Well, they need this, 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 and it. I'm not like that either. I knew in my head y'all were good. You know what I mean? I said, whatever. I always ended the conversation. Whatever your heart leads you to give. Whatever. And a few of them done it. So.
Yeah, several people, a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of people. We can't thank everybody enough that helped. Half of them we don't even know.
Yeah.
A lot of it was anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
And, but then you got that, it always comes back to that small circle
Yeah.
that's always there. And, I mean, you, Miranda, and Luke and Joy, and Russ and Mitzi, and, Tom and Britt, Stormy and Jared, all them that are, they're, it's over. We've moved past it a month or so now. But, and I mean, there's a bunch of other people too. I can't
Mm-hmm.
remember everybody, but you got them ones that still call, still
Mm-hmm.
check. And just, I don't know, you can't get it nowhere else.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Yeah.
when it burnt down and everybody that was more upset than us was like, man, we hurt like it's our house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I mean, I guess maybe when you belong to a brotherhood like we all belong to, I guess you're supposed to.
Yeah.
But I guess sometimes you expect that the one that's going through it ought to hurt a little bit more than they do. But I
That's
don't
what
know.
I'm saying. It takes people back a little bit when they see a reaction like y'all's. Like, wow. That's.
Well, I kept thinking, and I ain't no righteous man by no means. We already know that out of the group of us that travel together, you're the most saintly one in the bunch, according to James Brown.
Somebody got to keep going, chick.
But I kept thinking, well, you look at Job and everything he went through.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a house.
Mm-hmm.
It's just things. He lost people.
Mm-hmm.
He lost a lot. He went through sickness. He went through, and he just stayed true.
Mm-hmm.
Stayed steadfast. Didn't bob or weave or zig or zag or, whip or nay nay or nothing.
Yeah.
And it was just, I can keep all I gotta have is that little mustard seed of faith that it's gonna be all right. So, I mean, when you get in those situations, you gotta remember it. A mustard seed ain't no bigger than the end of a pin.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't a whole lot. You can muster that much faith up, there ain't nothing you can't go through.
That's it.
And that's just how we took it.
Mm-hmm.
We kept our mustard seed and we went through it. And I mean, the Lord puts people in your life to help you go through stuff like that, because you know, without the group of people that had surrounded us and that little mustard seed, there ain't no telling we probably could have been bad off,
Mm.
you know, but we ain't. We wasn't. And we're thankful for it.
Yeah.
But I,
And you saying that, we talk about Freemason, we talk about the fraternity, we talk about the brotherhood, and our obligations to our fellow brothers. That can kind of ease your mind in that situation, knowing
mm-hmm.
you know for sure this group of brothers is gonna have your back.
Yeah.
You ain't got a second guess. You ain't got a. And I'm not saying. I mean, you're gonna have some people in lodge. Everybody gets some in there that they probably ain't gonna do nothing. But you know, there's that core group.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry because you know, if you need something, they're gonna be there.
Right.
And it's not like that with. I mean, it ain't like that with families.
No.
I mean, that's what I like about it. It gives you peace of mind. If you don't have that mustard seed, one of your brothers probably does,
Mm-hmm.
and that mustard seed's enough faith that he can have faith for you. You know.
Oh yeah. That's why I said if it hadn't been for the people that surrounded us, I mean, we probably would have been in bad shape. But the Lord blessed us with a group of people that, I mean, they're all family. You know, they're not just friends, acquaintances. You know, they're family. They're brothers, they're sisters, they're family.
Mm-hmm.
They're not, you know, because sometimes when you stand on that mountain by yourself, or when you get up there and you look around, you're like, dang, I'm up here all alone. And then, oh, well, this one showed up. Oh, well, here comes some more that showed up. And then before you know it, that mountain's kind of crowded at the top, forced to be reckoned with, you know. And we're thankful for the circle of people that the good Lord put in our lives to be on those mountaintops with us, you know. Those that don't mind digging in like a tick,
Yeah.
hanging against, standing against the wind sometimes. And, I've had more people call and be like, hey, you don't need nothing, but you ever just need to talk. I got two good friends, brothers, James Nash and Laney Wiley. They went through the same thing. And they both called me, man, you just need to talk. You and Miss Vaughn, y'all just call. Because we know y'all don't need nothing. Oh, we're good. We said the same thing. There'll come a day, well, I love them two brothers to death, but that day ain't got here yet. And I don't believe that day's going to get here because we're good.
Yeah.
Everything's okay. You know, he takes care of it. And he directs the people in our circle. When he knows that we need something, they're there. It shows up. I can't count the times through all of this that the Lord hadn't, boom, been there. And it's always by somebody. But, he's always been there.
Yep.
You can take and you can, it really, you can really look at people and know whether or not you made the right choice.
Yeah.
You can measure them up a little bit because, I guess not judging them, but you can take a assessment of them, whether they got the kind of character and integrity that,
Judge a tree by its fruit.
yeah, you can almost bet on who's going to be there and who ain't going to be there. And when you're faced with tragedy like that, then those people that you looked at and you were like, oh yeah, they're going to be there, and then they show up and you're like, oh yeah, I made the right choice. So. That's where, I mean, since you've been gone, that's all I've had to do, work, you know, go through that.
I got my butt whooped.
I mean,
Yeah.
bet you won't have dirty boots no more.
Hey, I wasn't the one that had dirty boots. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Tell you that right now. That was, come on now. I'm a big old boy, and I'll say the days I was at the academy doing physical training, the PTs, I thought I was gonna die. I thought I was gonna pass out. I'm like, I ain't gonna make it through this, and I make it. And then I get home and I'm thinking about it. I'm like, man, I don't want to do that again. But then I'm thinking to myself, I did it. You
Heck
know,
yeah.
like I did that. Like it's a good self-confidence boost. You know, I never a day in my life thought that I'd be doing 25 push-ups and 25 sit-ups and 10 burpees and jogging a mile, running a quarter mile through a ditch of water, a foot and a half deep, doing all this other stuff, and being able to do it. I never thought that.
Well, I know a lot of people
It was
said
a
it,
good
and I've said it,
experience.
but I'm proud you went through it,
I
did it.
appreciate it.
I know there's a bunch of other people that are too, and we wasn't the only ones that missed you. You know, Wednesday night you found out
Yeah, it
how
was a
much
good,
everybody else at Scottish Rite missed you. And
very warm welcome back at Scottish Rite. That was pretty awesome seeing all the brothers down there again. Russ Bertrand and Brother R.V. Smith and all them. It's good times, man.
oh, Russ, that's just a name. You know, he's a different type of feller.
I'm telling you, you want to measure up a man.
That's who you take the rule by, right there.
I'm the rule and guide of Russ Bertrand's life. There's people always talk about, well, the Lord broke the mold when He made that one.
Whew, they did.
If anybody holds true to that, it's
Russ Bertrand.
Brother Russ Bertrand.
And you meet other people that, you know, have strong characters.
Mm.
But there's very few men like Russ Bertrand.
Very few.
I know him.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I don't know if I know another man that's got the character he does. I mean, I know a lot of good men, a lot of
Yeah, I
good
do too.
characters, a lot of good integrity. But he's something special right there. It's
You hear people talking. Well, sometimes you just got to walk that walk.
yeah.
Russ Bertrand walks that walk.
Mm.
If he tells you this is what's going to happen, you might as well. Like old Rob Robin, if he told you it was going to rain, you better take your umbrella with you. You know, Rush is. He's one of those. I asked Vaughn one day, you wonder why the Lord let his path and my path cross. Because Rush he's the type of guy you want to follow.
Mm-hmm.
And impeccable integrity. You don't have to worry about if he's going to be doing the right thing when nobody's looking.
Exactly.
Because look up the word integrity in the dictionary and there's a picture of Russ Bertrand. You know, character the same way.
Yep.
And I mean, Rush ain't had it easy.
Mm.
You know, and he can influence somebody
Mhm.
so easy because Rush has to face his own life struggles.
Mm-hmm.
But for a man that can get up every day and just be thankful to get up and outwork anybody that doesn't have the struggles that
Yes.
he has, I mean, that's the kind of man everybody wants to be.
Mm.
And when the road gets rough, he's, hey, hang on, the bumps will quit sooner or later. Because we've taken it in,
Yeah.
he digs in. He's there. He makes the hard choices that nobody else wants to make
And he stands behind them.
wholeheartedly.
He doesn't back down.
And he don't care if he's on that mountain by himself.
Mm.
But they ain't a mountain high enough.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you that. They ain't a mountain high enough that I wouldn't be at the top with him,
I'll be right there with y'all.
because I was hoping we could get him here tonight, do an interview with him, but he's going to be our grand junior deacon this year. So I believe he's at Ellick,
Yeah.
taking care of all the preliminaries. But the world needs to meet Russ Bertrand.
They do. They do.
I've met a lot of people.
We don't need to keep him secret no more.
No. Bigfoot, we're gonna hide him out a little longer.
Yeah.
But Russ Bertrand, we're gonna introduce him to the world.
Mm.
I've never met a person like Russ Bertrand. And
and the men that he surrounds himself with too.
Yeah,
Brother Scotty.
Brother Scotty, Brother Mike Jagno,
Yeah.
Alex,
Mhm.
Dez, Brother Tommy, Brother Donnie. I mean, they're all.
Yeah.
And then he let us into his circle. And I mean, I'm not sure, he must not have been thinking clear that day or something, but, you know, I've seen things since me and Rush has become close, especially over the past few months. But I've seen him have to make some of those hard decisions that I don't know if anybody else in his position would have made.
Mm.
You know, it's hard to make decisions that go against the grain. Well, it's the way we've always done it.
Mm.
I'm so sick of hearing that mess. There's the biggest problem right there in masonry and shrindom and everything. Every organization, that's the biggest problem.
Mm.
Well, that's the way we've always done it. Well, if it didn't work then, what makes you think it's going to work now?
Mm.
Pull what did work then, and we'll keep the good stuff. But sometimes you gotta change direction, middle of the river. Go against the grain.
Mm. Otherwise, you're gonna run into the log and stop.
Yeah, exactly. And you wind up becoming just a stale pond,
Mm.
like we've talked about.
Stagnant.
Yeah. I mean, and he is that type of guy that does not have a problem standing up and saying, "Hey, boys, we're screwed.
Mm.
The ship's going down. We're going down with it.
We gotta get a chainsaw and cut this log out the
This
way."
bubble gum ain't holding this hole no more. These buckets ain't bailing out enough water. So, the only way to keep her afloat is get out on the sides and pick her up, hold her up out of the water." And he's the first one to jump out.
Mm.
You don't meet many people like that.
Mm. Yeah, we're gonna have to get him down here, sit down, and
Oh yeah.
go to him. Sit down.
Hey, either way, we'd take this baby doll on the road. But he just, I don't know. And he don't think that he's a special person, but he is, and he's special to a lot of people. Because people gravitate to him
Mm-hmm.
because of how he is. He's just genuine. He don't put on airs. He don't go out looking for a fight. But if it ain't right, and he tells you it ain't right, and there's trouble because of it, well, then there's just trouble because of it. But it still ain't right. I don't know. Down there at Patasa, down there,
Yeah.
I can't say enough good about that guy.
Love that man.
He pulled off him and the Evangeline Shrine Club. We went to the voodoo ball. You were gone.
Yeah, I hated.
You
I
were
missed
getting
that.
punished.
Yeah, I was getting whipped.
But we went and partied. And
I was chained to the whipping post.
we went down there to the Evangeline Shrine Club, which me and Dave are a member of, proud member.
Oh, yeah.
And we went down there to their voodoo ball. And, man, it was, I don't know if it was their first ball or how it all worked, but it was awesome.
Yeah, I heard a lot of stories.
Decorated. We had a great time. I mean, it was just, but in the middle of it all, in the middle of this great thing that they did down there, we shared a table with Russ and his wife Mitzi and my wife. We were all sitting there, and me and Russ was the only two sitting there, and look over there and he is squalling. And I'm like, brother, you okay? And he's like, yeah. He said, I'm okay. He said, we did it. I said, well, I've been telling you all day it's all over with but the crying. But, I mean, humble. I don't know many people that's as humbled as him. I mean, anybody that meets him, it'll change your life.
Yeah.
You know, you hear it all the time. Well, I'll know it when I see it. I'll recognize it when it happens. Well, he's that guy. He's the genuine character, full of integrity. I mean, his reputation is unmatched. I don't know if anybody got anything bad to say about Russ Bertrand. Call 337-544-0208. Me and you'll sit down and we'll have a talk. Because they ain't nothing bad can be said about that man. Because of the good that he does and how he is. I would find it hard pressed to believe that if somebody come up and said, you got to watch old Russ Bertrand, that anybody would believe it. Not after just sitting down and meeting him one time. Mm-hmm. He just, and his story is a story that only he can tell, and he's going to be here one day to tell it. But, I mean, he was a pilot, helicopter pilot. I think he even went through a couple of helicopter crashes. You know, he got an awesome story. And the weekend of the voodoo ball, me and Vaughn stayed with him and Mitzi. And I mean, it was great. The voodoo ball was awesome. But that night that we went out to eat after the day after the voodoo ball, and then we went back to their house and we visited. And that was better than the voodoo ball.
Yeah.
Because we just got to sit there, we got to talk, we got to interact, you know, we got to find out a lot about each other, and, you know, it was, I don't know, hearing his story, the things he's been through, the trials and tribulations, and still the struggles, and still be able to come out and be like, no, this is who I am, this is how I'm not changing for anybody.
Yeah.
I'm not covering something up because you don't want it exposed. You know, the Bible says something about that.
Mm. All things in darkness will be brought to light.
Uh-huh. And it just, I don't know. He's just one of them guys that if you ain't got a guy like that in your circle, you need to find one. Because he's the kind of guy that sits at the head of the king's table, but he makes sure that his partners are sitting next to him. Mm. He don't forget them. He knows where he come from. He's not one of those high head, look at me type fellas. He ain't about rank or status, or he don't care what you are or what you've done or how much money you got in your bank account. That don't matter to Russ Bertrand. Mm-hmm. He likes you. He likes you. And I mean, the Lord puts people in your life for certain reasons. And Rush said he figured out what the reason was that me and him got put in each other's life. I'm still just bumfuzzled because I don't know why the Lord let us. Because, I'm an okay guy.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody needs help, I'm there. Something wrong needs righting, I'm all for it. Let's do it. But I'll never compare to somebody like Russ Bertrand. I won't.
Yeah.
There's just something about him that it's hard to explain. I mean, you met him. You know how he is.
I've got no words. That's how I am.
I mean, he puts himself out there, and everybody else comes first.
Mm.
And I mean, we were talking a while back about something. He was like, I don't think I can do it. I said, oh yeah, you can do it. He said, nah, I just don't know if I can. And I said, Rush, I said, I don't want to talk bad about anybody or down about anybody. I said, but you remember the night I said, you got elected high priest and prophet at Habibi Shrine? He said, yeah. I said, there was a whole group, like almost everybody there, gave you a standing ovation. He said, yeah. I said, you don't think them men ain't got your back? I said, there's no mountain you can't climb because there's a group of men pushing you to the top. I said, you inspire us to be better.
Mm.
And I read a sign passing by the church the other day. It said, aspire to inspire before you expire.
Mm.
So if the measure of a man is calculated by how much he inspires somebody, then there's no calculation for Rush Bertrand.
It's off the chart.
You can't fathom that.
And that's another thing they always say. You can stop popping up.
It missed you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's another thing they say about him. You can judge a man by the friends he has.
Yeah.
So that's. If you never get to meet him, if you just meet his friends, you'd know he's a good man.
Right.
Because that's what he keeps around him is good men.
Oh yeah.
And he's one of them people. If you meet him and he accepts you, and you're not a good man, you're probably gonna start becoming a good man.
Exactly.
Because he rubs off on you. You know what I mean?
It ain't one of those things that's got to grow on you.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna fertilize everything you can to make sure that something sticks.
Yeah. Yeah, he's one of them. He can't say enough about him.
And I was like, he called and he was like, brother, I got to tell you something. I was like, tell me. Because me and Russ, we talk every day.
Mm.
Text message or phone call. If not every day, it's every other day. We talk. And he called me and he was like, man, I got to tell you something. I was like, okay, tell me. He was like, I don't know what to think. And I was like, okay. Well, I don't know how to take it now, what you're fixing to tell me, but
Yeah.
Tell me. He was like, man, I've been appointed Grand Junior Deacon. I said, bro, that's awesome.
Mm.
I said, that's the greatest news I've heard. That is awesome. And he was like, you think so? And I said, well, I mean, if that's the best they can give you, then we'll take it. But, yeah, that is awesome. I said, I mean, maybe we can get you in the Grand Line next year, whatever, I said, we looking for Russ Bertrand, Grand Master one day. Is what I don't know about all that.
Oh, come on.
And I was like, oh, yeah. But he was like, I I don't know. I don't think I'm deserving for that. I was like, if you're not, then nobody else is.
Yeah, not a person in the state.
Yeah. Including some of the ones that have been.
Yeah.
If you don't think you measure up to what it would take to be an appointed grand junior deacon, then oh God, don't ever ask me to be anything. Because I surely won't measure up. If anybody deserves it, it's you. And he's like, you think so? I was like, hell no, I know so. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
and he's like, I just, I don't think I'm qualified for that. I was like, I do. I said, your character, your integrity, your reputation, you, take all that other stuff away, just you being you qualifies you enough.
Mm.
I said, if the future Grand Master didn't think you was, I said, who's another man that is well deserving to be Grand Master. I said, if he didn't think there was something in you, he'd have never asked you. I said, we see stuff that you don't see. I said, and you've told me stuff about me that I dang sure know ain't right. But you believe it's so. So we don't see our own self-worth. But everybody else around us does.
Mm.
I said, and your self-worth to everybody else is through the roof.
Mm.
I said, you're very deserving, and we are very proud. I said, I'm hanging, when I hang out with you, I'm calling Dave and Luke and letting them know.
Yeah.
Hey, our brother, our cuz,
Yeah.
down there Patasa, he gonna be Grand Junior Deacon,
Yeah.
babe. He was like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm like, well, don't worry, we know.
Such a humble guy. Man.
Yeah. And I mean, would give everything he's got to anybody that needed it. No question asked. But I'm thankful that the gentleman that's going to be our presumptive Grand Master, he's humble.
Mm-hmm.
He is an awesome guy. Couldn't think of very many that I know personally, because I don't know but 2 Grand Masters personally, that are as humble as the one coming in and one of the other ones. But they found the right guy when they put Russ in there.
Mm-hmm.
Because it don't get no better than him.
We gotta get him to sit down.
I know. Got to get him stopped long enough.
It's hard to do.
It's
hard to do.
Because like
Get him to
tomorrow,
stop.
he's going to be up there cooking for the Grandmasters Quarterly.
Mm.
Which, I mean, maybe I'll cook too.
Oh man, we helped him out with them turkeys.
Yeah.
We smoked however many turkeys we smoked. 100 of them or
100
better
of 'em,
or something like that. Yeah. Watching that man with them turkeys, he just wouldn't stop all night long.
No.
Non-stop. All night. We had young cats out there with us that was going to the truck sleeping. They just couldn't keep up.
And it makes me wonder. You have somebody like Russ that has that type of, he's that person. Has this great character, great reputation, unmatched integrity, humble to no end. I mean, he is just a great individual. You wonder why. Maybe it's out of jealousy. Maybe I answered my own question. I don't know. But you wonder why other people want to try to dismantle people's credibility like that.
Mm.
I think it would just be out of jealousy. Because it happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I'm not saying that that's happened with Russ, but, somebody out there that has probably met Russ or had any dealings with him They're probably jealous
Mm-hmm.
because they're not Russ. And I'm sure that when that seed of jealousy germinates and sprouts roots, I'm sure that those are the first people that they try to go after.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand that. You know, that's why masonry, they teach us if you got a problem with somebody, you take it out and you work it out.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't have a problem to begin with because you're all brothers.
Mm-hmm.
But jealousy is a dangerous thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't get it. I've found myself saying that a lot here lately. I don't know, or I don't get it. But I don't know. Masonry is it's just different.
Mm-hmm.
And if you truly live your obligation to the best of your ability, you shouldn't have no trouble with anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may still have a little difference, but you know how to work that out.
Yeah. I mean, you can be best friends with somebody and disagree. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you said, you just got to learn how to work it out.
Because I may do something, and you may call me out, but I shouldn't get mad about that
Mm-hmm.
because you're holding up your end to hold me accountable.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And I think sometimes when that happens, that ain't always how people look at it. Oh, well, it's my brother. I ought not be doing that.
Yeah.
I ought to listen to him. I ought to take those words of good take those words of good counsel
Mm-hmm.
and take heed to them, not blow up like a blowfish.
Mm-hmm.
Get mad because I've been brought up, my feet's been held to the fire and held accountable to something that I've tried to do or I've done.
I've seen that. Like, it's all fresh in my mind, so I keep going back to the academy. But you see it. There was 26 cadets in that academy, and you'd see one of the instructors would correct one of them, and the ones that made it were the ones that took that correction to heart, and like, oh,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna do that again,
Yeah.
And the ones that continued to have trouble were the ones that, well, he ain't gonna tell me to do that again. You know what I mean? The way they take it.
Yeah.
Those instructors are there to get us through the academy and teach us. So we're gonna be corrected. You know what I mean? If you mess up, you're gonna be corrected.
Right.
And it's the same thing in here. A brother's calling you out, not in front of everybody, but calling you out, saying, "Hey, brother, you sliding this way.
Yeah.
Maybe you ought to come on back, rethink what you're doing." If you can take his advice and heed it, or you can, well, he ain't gonna tell me that again. Well, then you start a whole
Yeah.
domino effect.
Yeah. Because then you liable to run off and say that to somebody else.
Mm.
They're like, well, he ain't gonna tell me what he told you.
Yeah.
And I think that happens more than we know, but it just ain't. That ain't good for an organization or a fraternity or a brotherhood or.
And if you just heed that advice, then everything keeps flowing.
Yeah.
Water keeps flowing. Just, man, maybe I did screw up a little bit. Maybe I do need to change my ways or give a few apologies or something.
Yeah.
Let's get the water flowing again.
Let's take this dam out.
Yep.
Because damming it up don't always give you a little bit more power. Sometimes it makes you look like a fool.
Yeah.
And all your brothers are here for is to help you get past that and, Make it, they're there to help you shoulder your load.
Mm.
Masonry's not, we're not brothers just on the meeting nights. We're brothers when your house burns down, or when you're going through trials and tribulations, or, you know, sickness and distress. We're there for those reasons too. And when you get called out by somebody, you take a deep breath, think about it, talk to them,
Mm.
because they're not calling you out of spite or hatefulness. They're calling you out of love, because they love you.
Mm.
You're their brother, and they don't want to see you fail. They're there to help you succeed.
Mm. They're there to help you turn that rough ashlar into that smooth stone
Mm-hmm.
to fit in that house not made with hands,
But-
eternal in the heavens.
Not everybody follows their obligation. Maybe the flesh takes over, maybe the part of human nature takes over, and we throw that obligation to the side, and we're like, nope, this is what T. Bailey's going to do. We're fixing to run out here, and I'm fixing to rally the troops. We're fixing to take their flag down,
Yeah, capture the flag.
you know? When in all honesty, we could have just put that flag up together.
Mm.
Not had all that discourse or anything else, you know. And it's people like Russ, that's what they're here for. They're not here to hurt nobody. They're here to help you. Because he is the type of person that wants to see everybody succeed. He is a pusher,
Yeah.
mover, and shaker. Don't say you can't do it around him, because before long you're going to have to do it.
Yeah. Can't never could do nothing.
Uh-huh. Because he's going to push you in that direction. I know. Me and him's had some talks, and I'm like, man, that'd be awesome. I'd like to do it. But, and then boom. Oh, well, here we go. But he never leaves you.
Yeah.
He comes to mind sometimes. Reminds me of scriptures I've read. And I'm not going to, quote him word for word, but he is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother.
Mm-hmm.
Rush Bertrand is that guy. And like I said earlier, if you ain't got one of them, you need to get one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm lucky in that aspect. I have a couple like that. They'd run through hell with squirt guns if I told them we were going.
Yeah.
Rush is one of them guys too. And to find those people that are like that is an oddity.
Mm-hmm.
There's not many of them left in this world.
Mm-mm. No.
That your word is what you got. And he still believes that. A man's word, his character and integrity, that's what he's got. He's the only person that owns that.
Mm-hmm.
That is the one thing that cannot be taken away from him. He owns it. But it's up to him how he uses it. Do you want to be known as the man of, hey, if I give you my word, it's solid, it's binding? Or do you want to be known as the one that gives, yeah, I give you my word to your face, but I'm going to stab you in the back the first chance I get?
Yeah. That's that integrity thing. It's what you do when nobody's looking. But what a lot of people don't think about, there's always one person looking.
Mm-hmm.
No matter where you at, you can't hide.
Exactly.
And again, I'll go back to the academy on it. We had to run everywhere we went, or jog everywhere we went. Couldn't walk. That meant from the time you got there in the morning to the time you got in your truck and left. If you was going from your truck to the class, you had to jog. Going from class to your truck, you had to jog. And some people didn't because they thought nobody was looking. But there's cameras all over that place, and they looking. And if you didn't jog to your vehicle or wherever you was going, you'd hear a voice come out that door. I know we ain't walking. And then you pay taxes.
Yeah.
That's the same thing in life. You think nobody's looking, but there's a man upstairs that's always looking.
I don't want to pay his taxes.
No, his taxes are worse than what they done to us. You know, your life could be a living hell paying them taxes. You know, you get in your Bible and read a lot of the Old Testament and what they went through, because they were doing stuff they thought he couldn't see them do. A lot of destruction happening in the Old Testament because they didn't have the integrity. Even though he was there with them too, giving them that pillar of fire at night, pillar of clouds during the day, they still didn't listen to him. Same thing with integrity. If you didn't listen to him, you pay taxes. If you think nobody's looking, there's always somebody looking. You're always going to pay for what you do in the darkness. Too many times. You may think you're on a mountain and you got everything going for you. And that's all it takes is for somebody to see what you're doing when you think nobody's looking. That can all crash down in a second.
Back down in the valley.
What's that Metallica song, Where's Your Crown, King Nothing? Mm-hmm. Happen quick.
I like it.
Mm-hmm. What? Anything else you want to add? First one back, we just kind of
I ain't got nothing I can add just yet.
rambled on. Got everything out.
I think so.
I reckon we'll wrap it up with that.
Yeah.
What you got over there? What's
Stay
that?
tuned. There's more.
We'll do this little quote sitting here just to kind of close it out with that. Oh, we got anything coming up? I don't know when this episode's going to go out.
It won't be before anything we got coming
Yeah, I
up.
know we got the flag presentation tomorrow, or the
Yeah.
flag retirement tomorrow, but this won't go out till after that. So right offhand, I can't really think of nothing.
No. Maybe the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so hopefully we'll get back to doing these every week, getting you one out. I know we've gotten a lot of texts and emails wondering where we've been, what we've been up to, people looking forward to episodes. So we're back on track now. We're back, like I said, barring any natural disaster or anything. We'll hopefully get back on track. I'll leave with this, a quote from Theodore Roosevelt. It says, "Nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care." So we talked about integrity, the character of a man, and what you do when nobody's looking. Think about those things. Think of what you do when nobody's looking. There's always somebody looking. So with that, we'll wrap it up. I asked you to, man, I done forgot what I say. It's been so long, I'm a little rusty. I'm going to have to ask you to hit that like button, click that subscribe button, whack that little bell. Until next time, we'll see you on the Live and Love. Oh, dang, that's good. That's good.